Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video, we will see how to plan provisioning task for the Azure pipeline. So at this point, we have a basic Terraform plan that we can run from the command line. However, when you add a provisioning step to Azure pipeline, Terraform needs permission to make infrastructure changes on your behalf. We don't want to check the credentials into the source control, so we need a better plan, right? I cannot just add my credentials, my Azure credentials in my source control in my Azure repos so that anyone can see it. Also, Terraform maintains a state file to help it understand how the infrastructure configuration will map to active Azure resources. When our pipeline exists, the agent and its environment are destroyed and you will lose the Terraform state file. So in this video, we will learn how Azure Blob storage can and service principles enable us to run the Terraform plan from the Azure pipelines. Okay, what else do we need? Uh, we have the how we may have to make sure how do we maintain the Terraform state file, how do we authenticate access to Azure from the Azure pipelines, and we have seen that we have the Azure backend to store the state file remotely. Terraform supports many kinds of backends such as Artifactory repository or key console. Console KV, sorry, but there are also built-in support for Azure Blob storage. And so we'll see how to authenticate access to Azure from Azure pipelines when running the Terraform through automation. It's common to set up a service principal that can authenticate access to Azure. So we'll use the Azure storage account. So if you know what is Azure storage, Azure provides many ways to store the data. Azure selected four foundational data services and placed them together under the name Azure Storage. So we have a storage account. Storage account is a container that groups a set of Azure storage services together. Storage account can include resources from Azure Blob Storage, files, queues, and table. So we'll use the Blob Storage here. Azure Blob Storage is an object storage solution that can store large amount of unstructured data. And Terraform can manage the state file for us through the Azure Blob Storage. And we'll also use the service principal. Service principal is an identity with a limited role that can access Azure resources. You can think of it as a service principal that can perform automated tasks on our behalf. And so, what information will I give to Terraform? There are few ways to run the Terraform plan as a service principal. For example, we can provide the details about a service principal directly in the plan file. So what I'll export the environment variables that Terraform will understand, and these environment variables I'll show you. Let me just So if I go here, my environment variable would be arm underscore client ID, and I'll also use arm underscore client secret and arm underscore tenant ID, and I'll use arm underscore subscription ID. So I'll make sure to add the values inside these environment variables. So each of these variables specifies secret information that I don't want to share with others. So I'll store them as environment variables so that every time I'll use the pipeline, my information would be picked up from these variables. So this is what we're going to do, and then we will make sure to run the Terraform by using a remote state file and a service principal. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember the parts that we discussed in this video, and then we'll take forward. Thank you. Have a good day.